Hello everyone, this is Christy from myscrapbookevolution.com. Today I'm going to be sharing a little walkthrough my Erin Condren planner and how I use it. Essentially the planner is for anything having to do with the My Scrapbook Evolution website and blog. It also helps me plan out upcoming classes that I'm going to be teaching. I did decorate the cover a little bit. I bought one of the Erin Condren covers with my name on it, and then I added a little sticker behind my name. This is one of those jeweled scrapbooking stickers. Quick note about these, when you stick them down, they're stuck down. I wanted it a little bit over more to the right. It's a little too close to my name, but that's where it's stuck. So my planner is sort of a learning process. I'm going to skip over here to October. I'm using the bookmarks that I made. If you're not familiar with these, I shared a tutorial in which I made these using Deflecto flexible pouches a few weeks back. I have one, and these pop in and out. You just pop them in using the little binder clips that Erin Condren sells. I have one in the current month, I have one in the current week, and I have one in the upcoming month because I'm planning ahead into November, and then I have one in the back where my notes are. So essentially, my planner is in what I would call the learning stages. I would love to have a beautiful planner, but I also need it to be functional, and I've been trying to find a wonderful balance between the two. I just took the True Scrap Planner Love class. I've got a couple more classes I want to go back and look at again. There's a couple things I learned that I'm starting to implement, but I started this in July, and anyway, and from July through now is a slow progress of me learning to make it more beautiful as I keep it functional. So one of the things that I started doing was to use washi tape to mark off days where something's due or where I have a live event that I wanted to attend. For example, all the blue pieces of washi tape here are Get It Scrapped webinars coming up throughout the month of October. To write on those, I'm using the Uniball Vision Elite black pen. It's permanent, it's not smudging off. I also enjoy writing in here, but sometimes I need to erase what I'm writing. So I was using pencil, but then I switched over to a Pilot Friction pen because you can scribble on it and then you can erase. Just like that. I love this. And Pilot makes a variety of erasable pens, so if you want to use different colors, you can do that as well. But I like the look of the erasable pen better than the pencil. So I just have a few goals that I write out through the month. Essentially, some of them are also ideas for blog posts. And you can see where I've started to learn about stamping here. Now again, this isn't quite as beautiful as I want it to be yet. I was just sort of practicing. One of the problems that I came across with stamping in the Erin Condren planner is the coil down the center. So I found that using a thinner acrylic block worked best, and I don't know if you can see, this one has a grid on it. So when I did some of the stamps here at the bottom, I could place the stamp on the grid, but then also align the grid lines with lines in the planner, like where I write or with one of the boxes. And that helped me to align the stamps a little bit better. So you'll see improvement as I move into November. Now I don't use a morning, lunch, and night approach like some people do in their planners. I do it more by section. So the top section says MSE, and that is My Scrapbook Evolution. The middle section says SM, that's social media, and the bottom is other. In the MSE section, I just write out a list of things that I want to try to accomplish for the website and blog this week. It's maintenance type stuff. For example, I've got broken links. I need to update my social media headers to some of the new images I've created for the website. So I'll just make a list of stuff that I need to do and I'll cross it off. If I don't reach something on the list or I don't finish it, like I have a lot of broken links and it's very time consuming, I will just move it over to the next month or next week, I'm sorry. In the middle here, the social media, I am using Viral Tag to plan out when some of the posts need to be scheduled, whether it's for my Scrapbook Evolution, for one of the design teams, or just content I want to share with you. So I have an F, G, P, and TW. That's Facebook, Google, Pinterest, and Twitter, and then I have Instagram. I do have a goal. I want to try to post at least 2 pictures to Instagram per day. I kind of have a tendency to forget as I get busy, and I go on spurts where I use Instagram a lot, and then I use it hardly at all, and I'm trying to make it more of a steady habit, but something in which I'm not on Instagram or other social media all the time. Viral Tag is great for planning out your posts. The only thing I've noticed with it and with other social media scheduling tools is that I cannot see visually a calendar view of when I have posts planned. So I came up with this and I'm just put a little hashtag every time I have a post there, and that way I'm not spamming any of the social media and it's more spread out throughout the month. I did transfer over from the calendar. I have the office hours from Get It Scrapped. I transferred it over to here, and I'll do that as well with any due dates that I have for design teams. So I'll have it on the calendar view, and then I'll have it on the weekly view. The other section I use mainly for, again, other things, classes, like I have the upcoming PSE 14 demo with the digitalscrapbookinghq.com that I want to attend. I would put down information about classes that are coming due, anything that doesn't directly pertain to the website itself, but that I still want to keep track of. You'll also notice that I have a section here that says Instapost. I stamped those in. There's a few posts that I do want to schedule to Instagram on a regular basis. Most of those are for the Digi Scrap Geek, but they may be for a class that I'm also teaching that I want to make sure that I share with you in a timely manner so that you can register. I'm using Latergram to schedule the Instagram posts. So if I have a day in which a post has to go out, I'm going to write it into the planner just so that I remember. This section right down here has 2 spots that I've stamped in, and those are for blog posts planning. Essentially, I want to spread out the blog posts and try to get them on a regular schedule. So as I plan the posts, as I schedule them into the blog and write them, I will put them here, and I'm trying to keep it at a minimum to 2 posts a day, one to the main website if it's an article or a resource, and the other to the blog if it's an announcement or something that belongs on the blog section of the website. Now you'll see here I've got a list. I was also keeping track of stuff I'm scheduling to Tumblr. I do post to Tumblr and a few other places as well. I'm going to kind of move that into the other social media boxes later because I don't like the way that looks. And I like actually to keep my margins open because that's where I write my ideas for blog posts. And you'll see a couple mistakes, like here I dropped the ink pad on here. I had ink on my fingers a couple times and I've smeared it. So I'm trying to learn to be a little neater when I stamp. I'm a messy stamper. I do like the way that the stamps are working in my planner. But the key, I think, is to make sure that I strategically stamp so that I can still keep the planner usable. I know that some people like to stamp out a whole block, but when I'm planning ahead of time, I don't know how far over into these blocks I'm going to write for the month or the week. So I've started stamping in the middle sections and slightly off to the side. I try to start off, in this case I switched to a lighter ink because I want to leave room to write, and if I have to I can stamp over it with a darker color or write over it with a pen. And then I've come back and I've just colored some of these. I want to use different stamps each month, and since this was October I used these cute little monsters for Halloween. Let's see, let's go ahead and switch over to November. You can see I'm starting to fill out my month here, but you can see where the stamping becomes a lot neater. The key to stamping inside this band for me was to find the right size stamp. So find a font that's legible for you and find one that fits well inside your little margins there. You could also write it in, but it was taking a lot of time for me and I kind of liked the look of the stamps personally. I also noticed that I'm happier when I keep with the color scheme that is given to me by the planner. You'll notice the Erin Condren planners have a color that transitions for each month. And the main page here for November has a set of colors. So if I keep within this color palette throughout the month as I'm stamping, I'm a lot happier. And this is just the opening page for each month. They have a little quote and I just decorate it very minimally. I haven't gotten in with a good rhythm for this and I'm actually thinking of covering it up a little bit. When I do stamp in the planner, I will say take out any bookmarks or other things that you have because it is the coil planner and these get kind of lumpy and it can affect how crisp your stamp is. So essentially I don't have any blog posts planned. I do need to stamp on the bottom here. And I've already started scheduling posts for social media out throughout the month. And I'll just write those in and fill them in as I go. It's nothing fancy and I still need to decorate. I may use some stickers, but again, the key seems to be when you're using stickers or stamps and you're not sure how you're going to use that month for your planning yet, what you need to write in, try to keep them off to the side or in the middle sections, and that leaves the majority of your block open for you to use. And you'll see again I've got him here off kind of in the middle, this little guy's off to the side. This guy was stamped on the bottom and I just colored him in with pen, kept this guy off to the side, did a little doodling, and I'll kind of decorate a tiny bit as I go throughout the month. This one is kind of a big stamp, but you'll notice he's a lighter color and then I was able to stamp the darker color brown over the top. Again, I just kept with the brown ink to match for October, and you'll notice in October they also used I used a turquoise color, so those were the three colors I used throughout the planner. I added in the yellow tape because it's light, but I tried to keep to 3 to 4 colors in each month and I was a lot happier by limiting myself. The purple comes in because that was from September. Excuse me. But again, just minimize your colors and stamp in the middle and off to the side and your planner will be a lot more useful for you. So that's just a quick look at how I use my planner for my scrapbook evolution. You can head over to myscrapbookevolution.com for more inspiration.